in my garage with my Suburban and my pickup, and I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded, but I just don't have anything to upload about. So that's why I've been gone. But in the last video, if you remember, I said I was selling my Subaru, which I've done, and I've got something to replace it. Now this is a much better car than the Subaru. This is a 2005 Dodge Magnum RT that is also all-wheel drive. There is the Hemi badge. A little dent right there. RT. All-wheel drive. Sorry that the camera's shaking so much. It's cold out. It's a whole 29 degrees outside. See if I can show you this. You can't even see that. Oh, you kinda can. It's under 30 degrees out here. Sun's up. Just really late in the day. It's like, what is it, 3:30? Yeah. No. Fucking 4:30. Holy shit. Yeah, it's gonna be pitch black out soon. But I'm gonna run through this car a little bit. Here's the key. Used to say Dodge on it. Everything on it works. Now, this car has a lot of miles on it. Hop in here, close the door, because it's cold out. Excuse my hand. It is very cold outside. This actually doesn't work all the time. It's only working right now because it's cold. Look at that, 28 degrees out. It's cold. It is cold out. But yeah, this doesn't work all the time. And I'm just gonna let it play because, well, I'm gonna turn it down so you can hear me. But I'm gonna leave this play for some background music because YouTube doesn't monetize small channels anymore. So, I'll give you guys a little cold start here. I haven't started this thing today, so it's a true cold start. Ooh, power. And yep, there it goes. Hopefully I'll catch that playing. But, yep, 215,000 miles on this. And I don't know why the check engine light's on. It was on when I got it, but it was an old code, so I cleared it. I do have a scanner. I cleared it. And it came back on. So I don't know why. And the ABS light is always on. But I've put 600 miles on this car already, and I've had it for 2 weeks, guys. But other than a lot of miles, the check engine light's on, the ABS acts up, the radio doesn't work for very long. This is the hood release. It's tight. Roll this down. I always roll my window down when I leave my car running and get out. Now, turn the lights on so everybody can see everything. Lights work. Fog lights work. On both sides. And pièce de résistance, if you will. 5.7 Hemi is a V8 in this car. Which I like. I also need to replace those shocks. It's a good car though. Other than just a little dent on the back over here, along with the cracked brake light, or the cracked tail light assembly, that's really all the damage on this car. I did get some blue valve stem caps, which I may put on my pickup. And I may put the 44 Magnum caps on the Suburban on here. It would make sense. Of course, huge rear end. I had that seat down because I had a show and I needed to haul the signs. And my amp is back there. But under here, this trifold isn't original to this car. This 2x4 I have as a hood prop until I get those replaced. Spare tire, it's just a donut. Battery needs to be replaced. I should really get a different trifold for this. But yeah, everything in this car works. This thing is cracked, but they're cheap. Got my tools down there. Got my guitar stand in here, which I need to take back in the house because I have a guitar that needs to go on that. And my amp I should take in too because it's cold out here. There's an airplane. I can hear him. It's cold out here. I'm gonna grab my water. It's really quiet running the car. I'm actually gonna shut the garage door. I'm done in here. You get back in here, roll the window up, turn the heater on, because this car has an amazing heater. Cup holder. Also, when I got this, there was a gift card crammed down here. Roll this window up while I talk. There was a gift card crammed down there. I managed to pry it out with my knife. It was a Kohl's gift card that expired in 2016. Ooh. Got a giant center console. Oh, there goes the radio. Screen shut off. The wiring must have warmed up. Another thing I've added, you can see the purple lights. Just got some LEDs, get ready to be sick. Just got some LEDs under the seats. Got them under here too. I actually bought these LED lights for my Subaru and never put them in it. Oh, God, it's cold out. Turn this down just because it gets annoying. What else did I really talk about? Specifics wise of this car. It does have a sunroof. That works. Don't want to open it though, so I'll close that. Sliding one, it doesn't open up or anything, which is good. I like that. The interior is kind of gross on this. Like there's a cigarette burn, looks like. I don't know. Other little things like there's craft stuck on that. There's like cotton stuck on the upholstery. The picture of me. I'm gonna picture a mirror. Showed my ugly face. This does have the Boston Acoustics sound system in it, which is actually really good. I really like the sound of it. I know that Nick, Guitarmageddon ZL1, has the Boston Acoustics in his 2013 in the OG, and he's not a huge fan of it. He thinks it sounds good, but he's not the biggest fan of them, and he's more happy with the Bose in his 17. But I don't know, I think the Boston sounds pretty good. I'd rather have a Bose. Should I stay or should I go now? I think it sounds pretty good. What else is there? These buttons on the steering wheel, obviously volume control. These, I'm assuming you can switch between tracks on CD. This one, I don't even know if this has anything to do with CD. I don't know what this one does. I really don't. Oh, that switches between CD. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Oh. Ha! That's neat. Oh, I found out what this does. It switches the modes on the player. Well, maybe I can put a CD in here someday. I don't know. Oh, I can switch through my presets with this button. Okay. There's a lot of presets. Wow. Okay, we'll go back to the Carl. Like I said, volume. This one just pulls up your navigation when you're going through menus. This one you can, it's this page thing. This one switches it back to their push the page button, switches to the trip meter, phone, or your active phone, because this does have Bluetooth connectivity, navigation, which is for the radio, I'm assuming, which obviously I can't use the navigation on it. System okay, I don't know what that means. Then personal settings you go through with this. Just the language, the lock doors the auto lock doors when you reach a certain speed, the unlock doors when you leave, so you shut the car off, you pull on the handle and the doors locked after you've been driving, and they'll unlock every door. Remote key, unlock every door. You can set it to only unlock the driver door. Sound horn with remote when you lock with the car with the remote key. The flashlights, just all of the lock settings. The headlamp delay after turning the car off and getting out and locking it. You can set that for however long. How long can you set that for? Up to 1.5 minutes. I have it set for 30 seconds. Turn headlamps on with remote. Delay power off to accessories, so that's when you shut the key off, all the accessories will keep running. It's getting nice and warm in here. Confirmation of voice commands, that's just the Bluetooth. Turn-by-turn navigation, that's again the radio. Display units, you can display them in miles or kilometers, I'm assuming. And back to personal settings, push this again, and it goes back to your compass and your thermometer, and what station you're on and your mileage. I'm just surprised that this car runs as good as it does with 215,000 miles on it. It's really shocking, since it's a Dodge. You know, they have weak transmissions from the late 80s until about right around 2010. They have really weak transmissions. Speaking of the transmission, this is a 5-speed automatic with auto shifter. Show you how that works real quick. Slap that over. Bring it down to first. Hit it to the right, goes up to second, etc. All the way up until it's just back in regular drive, which is kind of dumb if you ask me. And roll forward a little bit, and it stops. But something cool about this transmission that I didn't know until I looked it up, because I was, like I said, I was nervous about the transmission, the automatic transmission in a Dodge. The thing I found out about this was they used this same transmission in the Mercedes-Benz SLR, which, if you don't know that, I can probably find a way to put a picture up. If not, then I'm just making myself a liar. But yeah, same transmission as what's in Mercedes supercar of the time. So it's pretty good transmission. I'm not too worried about it going out. I'm more worried about the engine. Because it is a Hemi, I've been warned about Hemis and head problems, so I don't really know of any other technical things to say about this car. One thing I can say is it goes fast. Getting onto an on-ramp for the interstate, it'll hit 90 miles an hour before you hit the interstate. As you can see, I've driven this not very far since the last time I put gas in it, and it was very nearly full, and now it's at a half. But that's the way a V8 works. No, I've had this up to 100 miles an hour. I didn't really want to push it too far, because it was running 4,000 RPMs and it started smelling hot. The actual temperature gauge wasn't going up any, but it was smelling hot and I didn't want to burn anything out on it. Not after 2 weeks of having it. Especially since I spent all of my money on this car. But yeah, everything other than this radio works in this car. I don't know about the cruise control. I've not used it yet. As you can tell, with it being 28 degrees and it being 4:30-ish in the afternoon, the sun is starting to go down. Yeah, it's winter time in South Dakota, so I'm not going to be using the cruise control at all. But hopefully I'll be able to find a cheap new radio like this. If not, I'm going to have to get an aftermarket one. I would prefer to keep the factory radio in it. If I could find someone who can fix this radio, I will do that. I'm not sure though, because I've heard that it'll cost anywhere from $400 to $500 to just fix this radio, and a new one costs $700. So I'm not buying a new one. Fuck that. Anyway, I'll just talk about some of the specifications and whatnot for this car. Obviously, 5.7 Hemi V8, big engine, 345 horsepower. Of course, new. After 12 years, it's going to have dropped a bit. But 345 horsepower, 390 foot-pounds of torque. It'll do the quarter mile in, I believe, 14, which is really good for a 4,200 pound car. Of course, tons of room. Like, that window is miles back there. Not really. This car is not as long as my Suburban, but it is a long car. It's a big car, which is what I like. Like, say, if I were in the Subaru yet, the seats were super cramped. The bolster, I believe, was about right here and right here. So it was a very small car. Whereas, of course, this is an American or a U.S. domestic vehicle. So it's fucking huge. And this dash goes on for years. That's something my grandpa can't get over, is how long the dash is. I'm not even touching the windshield. Now I am. But, yeah. Huge dash. Huge seats. They're actually really comfortable, too. They're leather, heated seats, and they do work. I remember the day I brought it home, my brother had turned this on, and halfway back from Watertown where I picked this up, my ass was kind of warm. So I looked down and both of those lights were on and I said, "Zach, you little fucker." Of course, this is the REC nav DVD thing. I don't know electronics very well, but yeah, this is the REC DVD navigation head unit that came in really only the special ordered Dodges from 04, 05, and 06. I think in 07 they had a completely different unit, because this one, pretty much all of them have gone out. The same way this one does. All of these buttons work, and the volume works, but the load and eject button for the CD and everything on this side of these buttons do not work. Not one of them. Unless the screen comes on, which it only does when it's really cold, will any of the buttons work. That's how I managed to get, of course, the station that I listen to on it. I'm too afraid to put a CD in there because I don't want to lose my CD. So I'm going to wait until I either get a replacement or I get a new radio. And of course, this car is all-wheel drive, so I'm never hopefully never going to have a problem in the winter. If I do have a problem in the winter, I should not be driving that day. But anyway, this is my 2005 Magnum. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this car. And tell me what you think I should do to it. I know for sure I'm going to do exhaust. And I'm going to do an intake. I might eventually rebuild the 5.7 in it. Probably not. Chances are that engine's going to blow up. And hopefully, if I can ever afford it, I will get the 6.2 for this. It will be wild, but it will be a hell of a good time. And of course, I will try to find a way to keep the car all-wheel drive and have the Hellcat engine in it. And probably will switch over to the 8-speed auto or a 6-speed manual. I could fit the manual shifter in this spot. I'd have to take out this whole center console bit. Oh, that just comes right off. Okay. Don't give the car too much spite. It's got a lot of miles on it, and it came from Minnesota, so it's surprising that this car is not more beat to shit. Anyway, yeah. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of the car. And tell me if you want to know anything else about the car. Of course, I will make a video sometime, hopefully maybe next week. I'll try to do it this week. I doubt I'm going to, because it's just getting colder. And of course, Thanksgiving is this week. So, if I don't make another video, have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching. And have a great day.